Okay, this is my official prediction to the boxing match, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Now, I haven't really seen too much since the press conference with this fight. I haven't seen too much of the training, but the fight's next week, and to be honest, my opinion hasn't changed at all for this fight. I don't encourage anyone to gamble. Gambling is very risky. Sports betting in general, it's not something you can trust. Anything can happen. It's not concrete. It's definitely not a concrete way to make money. You want to do things that are solid. Build a business, work, save, invest, that type of thing. But in saying that, I wouldn't think it's a terrible decision for someone to put every last cent they had on Chris Eubank Jr. to win this fight. I just think, and there's normally rarely sure things happen in sports. I just think that this is a sure thing. I think that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to win. I think Conor Benn is a good fighter. I like Conor Benn. He's aggressive. But I think that he's just too small and he really hasn't done anything in the sport. Eddie Hearn has done the world's greatest job as a promoter. Of course, it's selling because the dads are obviously super legends in the sport. Chris Eubank Jr. is obviously Teflon, so he's selling the fight. He's got everything to lose. Conor Benn's not really got much to lose, but I don't really see it as being a risky fight. Even though Chris Eubank Jr. hasn't proven himself at world level yet, I think that he will have another fight to prove himself on world level, to become a world champion. Now, this fight is obviously just a money fight. I think it's going to be very entertaining. Regardless of if I think it's a mismatch or not, I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people are looking forward to it. I think it's going to live up to the hype because at the end of the day, it's going to be a fight. I think that it's safe money to say Chris Eubank Jr. is going to stop Conor Benn. I don't really see anything Conor Benn can do to get the victory in this fight. Currently on the sports betting books, Chris Eubank Jr. is $1.66. So if you were to put $1,000 on him to win the fight, you would get maybe $600-700 back. To me, that's tremendous odds for something that I see. The only thing I see happening in the fight is him getting the victory. I think he's gonna stop Conor Benn, maybe mid to late rounds, but definitely going to get the win. I don't think the rehydration clause is going to have too much of an issue. 10 pounds is not a crazy amount. The IBF, they used to have 10 pounds as the rehydration limit, for a world title. So since that's the limit for this fight, I don't see it affecting Chris Eubank Jr. too much. But that's who I'm picking for this prediction. Short and sweet. I don't think I have to go in depth with what I think is going to happen. I just think that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to overwhelm Conor Benn, and I don't think Conor Benn's going to be able to take the punches. Maybe in the early rounds he can take it. He's definitely going to throw haymakers. I think Conor Benn's going to come out firing, looking to hurt Chris Eubank Jr., but even if he lands flush, I don't think it would affect him, in my opinion. I mean, just being the bigger man, the fact that Chris Eubank Jr. can take a punch. Of course, in the Liam Smith fight, people think that he's lost punch resistance. But I think in that fight, the weight cut as well as, being hit with the elbow, I don't know. I just think that he could probably get hurt against a real puncher. Like Canelo could definitely hurt and stop Chris Eubank Jr. or another big puncher his size. But Conor Benn, I personally think it's no chance. I think it's safe money. I think if you wanted to bet the house on this one, you wouldn't get a stiff argument from me. So yeah, that's my prediction. Chris Eubank Jr. for the win. I'm personally going to put money for the KO as well.